Hi, I'm Sally Brady, and this is an introduction to cash forecasting and how your numbers can work for you, and it's an online training video. Now, this is aimed at small business owners, small to medium-sized enterprises, sole traders, basically anybody in business who needs to know about cash forecasting and how your numbers are going to work for you. So it can be absolutely anybody running a business. So as a business owner, you're most likely aware that cash is king or queen within the business, but tracking it is always an issue. I see this a lot within businesses. It's something you should be doing, but quite often you're letting the business get in the way, or you're using the business as an excuse. The business is too busy, you don't have time to do it, you have an accountant to do it, but you're not doing it, you're not reviewing it. So this introduction will help you understand how your cash and numbers can actually work for you. Now, who am I to start with? Well, I'm Sally Brady. I am a business planning specialist and executive coach, and I worked in the corporate sector as an accountant and senior manager for over 30 years. So I am bringing to you 30 years of experience around planning, accountancy, and I know about profit margins when people are squeezed and that pressure it brings you. Having my own business too, I'm aware of the struggles of being a business owner. We often have to wear several different hats. And I know how cash planning is imperative in business. We've had a pandemic, we've had all sorts of issues thrown at us over the last year or so, and this is something that I think is key within business. Now, during my time in the corporate sector, I saw a lot of great leaders with very little knowledge of financials. They didn't need to have knowledge of financials because they had a strong team around them to support them and grow the business. So whilst they would have an overview, they didn't need that strong knowledge. But it's something that you need as a small to medium-sized enterprise is to be able to manage your business from a cash perspective. Now, I see that lack of knowledge within small to medium-sized enterprises as a key driver for me to want to make sure that everybody has this vital knowledge, that you have all the tools you need to help you grow and succeed in what is a highly competitive world. Now, the first thing I want to do is dispel the myth that you need to be an accountant or even employ an accountant to be able to plan within your business and know your numbers. I hear this all the time. I'm not an accountant. I can't do an accountant's job. To be honest, it's rubbish. You do not need to be an accountant. You know your business. You set up your business, so you know what you're doing. Yes, I understand a fear of numbers and a fear of the unknown in that respect, but just remember, we all did maths at school. This is simple maths, and I believe in simplicity over complexity, so keeping things simple. There is no reason why you need to make this complicated. You won't help yourself by overcomplicating it, so it's a pointless exercise. What you need to do is have something clear and simple that you can follow and track within your business. And as I said, you don't need an accountant to do it for you. You can do this yourself. So let's get into the actual planning of a cash forecast and what you need to do. So the first thing you need are the tools to do it with. Some people will tell you you need a complicated system. They've got an app that can do it for you. They've got an accounting system that can do it for you. Great. But actually, all you need is something like Excel or Google Docs. Keep it simple. I will say this all the way through. Just keep it simple. If you've got QuickBooks or Xero, yes, there is information, there is a tool that will do it for you, but I don't believe that it does the forecasting as simple as things like Excel and Google Docs, and it's not as manipulative. If you do it yourself, you can manipulate the data, and I don't mean cheat yourself either. I mean that you can actually move things around much easier. And QuickBooks and Xero and Sage, a lot of the accounting systems you can download into Excel. Sometimes they're in a nice funky format, which is a bit of a pain, but if you strip all that out and get it to the bare bones, it'll be easier to work with. So select the tool you want to work with. Use what you're comfortable with. If you must use a pen and paper, use a pen and paper, but I don't recommend it because it's quite time consuming. So look at Excel. Excel, to me, I use Excel. I find it much easier. Some people use Google Docs. Very similar tools within that, but select your tool so you get clear on what you're going to do and what you're going to use. Okay, the second step I would say is do your research. Get all the information you need to build a cash flow. So what you will need is all the income within your business, any sale you make, any grant you've got coming in, absolutely any money coming in whatsoever, anything that is related to the business coming in. Same for expenditure and fixed costs. Expenditure, I mean anything that you are paying out, any invoices you are paying out to suppliers. Fixed costs, I'm talking about rent, electricity, any lease costs, everything around your business, so any income coming in and any money going out. Now you need to be really clear on this and not cheat yourself. You need to make sure that you've got every single piece of information that you need. Be organised. If you've got it on paper, put the paper next to you. If you've got it on screen or in your accounting system, have that next to you too. Get everything ready and don't cheat yourself. You need to be very clear on this. You need, clear, simple information. So make sure you've got everything there to do what you need to do. The next step is create your plan. Okay, so are you going to make this a 3, 6 or 12 month framework to look at your cash? I suggest doing all three. I'd start with a 3 month that is easy to track, build it out to 6 months and then build it out to 12 months. Now I know I can hear you screeching at me now, how the hell do you know what's going to happen in 3, 6 or 12 months? Well, this is where you start to get clever with it, and this is where you start using the information you have. So you've got the income, you know your current income. Once you do a 3 month, you'll see trends. If you build a 3 month initially, you will start to see trends within your business. So you'll start to see what customers pay you when, how long they take to pay you, and you plot that within the top of your spreadsheet or your Google Docs or whatever you're using. So you put in the top part of your spreadsheet your income. You can even split it by customer. For one of my clients, I do that. I have a separate sheet where I split all the income by customer, and you start to see a pattern of how people pay and when they pay. So you'll be able to put that in at the top of your spreadsheet. So start with 3 months so that you can track that, and when you start to see a trend, build it out to 6 or 12 months. Or if you've already got that information within your accounting system, you can see when people pay, put that in, build it out straight to 12 months. The next thing is your expenditure. So below your income, put your expenditure so that you can again see the trends. So you know exactly what day your rent has to be paid. You know exactly when your utilities get paid. You know when your suppliers get paid, or you might have 30, 60, 90 days terms with them. Plot it out. If you pay them in 90 days, you pay them at the end of 3 months. So put that in and split your sheet by, I do it by weeks. It's much easier to do it by weeks. So week 1 could be the 7th of January. Week 2 is the 14th of January. So you're going to plot it like that. Some people like to do it by month. I prefer to do it weekly. You need to know where you are weekly, I believe, at the moment, and it gives you far better visibility. But again, you know exactly when your rent comes out. You know when you've got to pay that loan. You know what your terms of your suppliers are. You know when your phone bill comes out. You know when you have to pay for your web hosting, your insurance. Everything has a date that it's paid by. So slot that into your 3, 6 or 12 months. And this is where you're starting to create a plan. So at the top you've got your income, have a line to total your income. Below that you've got your expenditure. So now we're actually creating the plan. So you know what's going to happen. Okay. So next, start, as we've already started to build. So when you're building the plan and doing the production of the plan, be honest with yourself. This is one thing that I absolutely bang on about and preach about to people, is be honest. It's like going to the gym. If you're not honest with yourself and you don't put the effort in, you won't get the result at the end of it. So the only person you are cheating is yourself. So make sure that you've got everything you need and be brutally honest. Yes, it's going to be scary in some instances. You might see a picture that you weren't expecting. You might not be in a great position, but just be honest. As I say, because the only person you're cheating is yourself. And the only way to get beyond that and get out of the situation, if you're in a particularly bad situation, is to have it visible in front of you. So you need a complete visible plan. So I'll go back to what I was saying about the 3, 6 and 12 months. Make sure you've got it all plotted in, you've got everything in. Income at the top, expenditure below, and then have another line that subtracts one from the other. Simple maths. Income minus expenditure gives you the balance. Now hopefully you've got more income than expenditure. If not, okay, there's a problem, but you know what the problem is. On the bottom line, I want you to put what your current bank balance is. I want you to have a starting point. So if you've got £10,000 in the bank now, right, okay, you've got this income coming in, so you add the income to that 10,000 and then you take off the expenditure, and that'll give you what your bank balance is going to be. So you'll start to see how much money are you going into overdraft, or are you not? Are you not utilising your overdraft? Do you need that overdraft? Are you paying for an overdraft you don't need? Or do you need to extend your overdraft for a short period? What's that going to cost? If you know what it's going to cost, put the cost of your overdraft in. You will start to see what is happening in your business. You'll have complete visibility. So from there, you need to review everything you've got. And I say review and live, and I mean check everything. Make sure you've got everything in the data. Make sure you've checked your formulas add up, so all your income adds up, all your expenditure adds up, that you've got your bank balance in there. You can subtract one from the other and you can see what you're doing. Now I want you to really feel it, because if it's a good place, you'll be celebrating. If it's a bad place, yes, you might have an oh blimey moment or no shit moment, let's face it. But now you know where you are and you can live and breathe that cash forecast. You can start tracking it. You can start putting in your actuals every week or every month, whatever you're doing it, and measure what your forecast is doing. You will get better and better at forecasting, and you will know exactly where you are within your business. You won't have any wondering, have I got any money left at the end of this month to pay my employees? If I pay my employees now, what's going to happen? Can I pay my suppliers? Am I going to get put on stop with my suppliers because I have to push them out? You'll know what to do. You'll have the information on how to create your scenario, how to grow your business. You'll know when you're paying money out, when money's coming in. You might have those debtors, those customers who don't pay. That will show you that. So let's have a look at them. Why are they not paying? Start to question that scenario and start chasing. You need the money in. You need to pay your suppliers. So this gives you the opportunity to see the full picture of the cash coming in and out of your business and how it works, and then make it work for you. When I say live and breathe it, I actually mean make it live. Track it, chase your customers to pay you, pay your suppliers on time. They're like you too, but if you've got the cash within your business, you can do that. Make sure you know what will happen when you've got that big lump of cash coming out when you're paying your employees, or even you at the end of the month. If it's just you, you'll know exactly what you can take out of your business. And make sure you are very, very clear, and I cannot reiterate enough that make sure that you capture everything. Again, it's the gym scenario. Don't cheat yourself. Now, I appreciate this is quite a learning curve for a lot of people, and it's I've talked you through the framework, but you can now go away and think about this and build it yourself. However, you might need some help, and I get that too. So if you do want some help, reach out to me. This slide here, this shows you how I would work with you. So, I take my clients on a journey because I want to know all about you, what your quirks, what you do, what you want for your business. From a financial perspective, we'll look at the whole picture of how your business can grow, what the the key financial drivers within your business. We'll do a full business plan, a suite of reports. You might just need a cash flow, and that's fine. I can do that with you. If you might need a full strategy and a full suite of reporting. But I always believe in working with my client too. So this is something that we would do together so that you have full visibility. Because I said at the start of this slide or the start of this presentation was that, my thing is that so many leaders within bigger businesses have a team around them. You don't have that. So for you to learn is the best way. You might have an accountant, as I said, but you don't know how to question them. This will help you question them. So this will give you the confidence to question your accounts, question your accountant without fear of feeling ridiculous because you don't think you're asking the right question. And say just because you're not an accountant doesn't mean to say you shouldn't know the numbers within your business. And there's several different ways you can work with me. I say I can just come in and have a look at a review with you, do a half a day with you. I can do a day with you, or we can work together long term. I've got different types of clients. Some that I just go in and do a cash flow review and help them build a cash flow. That could take us a morning or a day. That's fine. I have another client or another couple of clients that I work with long term that I go in every month for a couple of days a month and we do financial reviews together. So I'm very flexible in how I can work with you. But my big thing here is to teach you about your finances within your business, teach you how to build a cash flow, or somebody within your business how to build a cash flow, but you need to know how to read it. So there are several ways you can work with me. But I say my key driver is to make sure that you know what you're doing in your business and how to grow your business and how to make the money within your business work for you. Don't let it drive you. You're driving your business. You are the driver within that business. So make sure those numbers and that cash works for you. And that is absolutely important. That is absolutely key to grow and drive your business. So again, if you want to work with me, then next steps, reach out to me, book a call. We can have a chat, what you need. You can tap into my knowledge. I really don't mind. I'm all about, as I say, keeping it simple and helping you on your journey. So reach out to me and book that call and see if I can help you. Hopefully you found the training that I've done quite useful, giving you an insight into how to build a cash flow, and hopefully you'll be building your own cash flows. But if not, as I said, I'm here. I want to help, and this is one of the things that I love doing. So please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help.